Been a long while since I've seen that logo, and we are just thrust immediately in. Hello, everyone. This is Quiversee, and welcome to an all-time classic, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Honestly, I've mentioned a couple of times how I really enjoy exploration and like metroidvania type games, but the funny thing is, I've played a lot of different Metroids. I have literally only ever played this Castlevania. I haven't played any others, at least not very far. And I kind of want to start visiting the series a bit more, because Castlevania actually is kind of divided into two camps, where one of them is more of like an action platformer, and then the other one is, well, where the Vania part of Metroidvania came from. And Symphony of the Night is well known because it was the start of that type of gameplay. So I think it's high time I revisit this, and we will definitely be looking at other games of Castlevania in the future. For what it's worth, it has also been a very long time since I've played this, so while I definitely do remember a few key details, there are a few there's a lot of things that I'm not going to remember, as is normal at this point. So let us go ahead and make a new game. Just gonna leave it at Quiv. Journey back to 1792 and the Transylvanian countryside of Romania. Good old PS1 FMV. This is the kind of stuff that just gets my nostalgia going. They did a really good job making this look genuinely unsettling and creepy back in the day. Given what they had to work with, especially. Here's Dracula's castle. The architecture on that particular adornment seems very improbable. Yep, we just started the game and already we're on final stage, Bloodlines. As Richter Belmont. We can mess around with his whip, we can jump. We actually have far more mobility of our jump than old school Castlevanias. Yeah, for those who aren't aware, this is a bit of a weird start, specifically because this is apparently just taking the final area from another Castlevania game called Rondo of Blood, which I believe was released in the US originally as Dracula X. I do have access to it, but obviously not doing much with it right now. I wanted to start with, what I'm familiar with. But Rondo of Blood apparently plays more like classic Castlevania as opposed to Symphony of the Night style. Anyways, we got a whole bunch of stuff up there, but that's our menu. So, don't worry about it. All that stuff I picked up, don't worry about it. We can pick up hearts to be able to use our sub-weapon, which we have up there as the cross. And there's the man of the hour. Hi, Dracula.
Dracula, die now and leave this world. You'll never belong here.
Oh, but this world invited me. Your own kind called me forth with praise and tribute.
Tribute? You're a thief. You steal men's souls, their freedom.
Freedom is always sacrificed to faith, good hunter. Or are you truly here by choice?
All I'm here for is you. To hell with your heresy! You're nothing but a blight on mankind.
Ha! Mankind. A cesspit of hatred and lies. Fight for them, then, and die for their sins!
I am so upset! Alright, so, in case it's not obvious, especially by now, this is actually the PS4 re-release of the game, which comes with Rondo of Blood. And the reason I'm upset is because they actually patched up the voice acting. I need to find the original, because the original is just pure gold.
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world!
It was not by my hand that I'm once again given flesh. I was called here by humans who wish to pay me tribute.
Tribute? You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. Have at you!
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world! A man is a miserable pile of secrets! These are things that are not to be trifled with! How do I... Oh, that's how. Alright, well, I found the cross button. Unfortunately, I don't think I wanted to do that there. So yeah, Drac's gonna just kind of warp around and throw his fireballs. And I am not doing a very good job at avoiding it. He is very much dominating this fight. Dang it. Needless to say, I can also only hit him in the head. Oh, but I can hit the fireballs. That's what I'm doing wrong. Okay. There we go. Give him the old windmill tactic. Oh, but I can't shoot those. I can't hit those. Well, the good news is I can suck all I want here, because ultimately it's not going to matter much. As you can see here, we die.
I'll lend you my strength.
And we get blessed by the Zodiac thanks to, I believe her name is Richter Belmont. And now we're basically turbocharged. Yeah, this is a scripted fight where we are guaranteed to win. We still gotta actually go through the process of beating the pants off of Dracula. But we're basically invincible now. It is entirely possible to beat him without Maria. I'm pretty sure that this is more or less the same as the actual final boss fight from Rondo. But you actually have to win proper. Not sure. Anyways, that's that.
Count Dracula had risen with the aid of the Dark Priest shaft to menace humanity once again. The legendary vampire hunter, Richter Belmont, stood against him and at last brought him down. However, 4 years later, on a glaring full moon night, Richter mysteriously vanished. Maria Renard set out to find him, but knew not where to begin. It was then that fate intervened. Castlevania, the Castle of Dracula, rumored to appear once every century, suddenly materialized from the mist, as if to show her the way. Meanwhile, powerful forces struggled for the soul of a man named Alucard. He who had once fought alongside Trevor Belmont against his own immortal father, Count Dracula himself. To purge the world of his own cursed bloodline, Alucard had submerged his vampiric powers and fallen into what was meant to be eternal slumber. But now, he awakens to the cackles of evil and cries of the innocent. The eternal battle of good and evil has come full circle once more. Dracula's castle beckons for you, and no man can say who will emerge victorious.
I can't be the only person who's upset at the fact that the voice acting was moving slower than the text, right? Like, the narration, rather. Because that bothered the heck out of me. Also, I genuinely forgot that the reason it's called Castlevania is because that is what Dracula's castle is called. I thought that it was literally just meant to, I mean, it is obviously just meant to be a play on, it is a castle in, like, Transylvania, you know, like old school Dracula type of thing. But I didn't know that was actually the name of the castle. Anyways, the intro interlude is over. We are now in the game proper as Alucard. Ow. Die. So yes, Alucard. We are quite powerful at this point in time, although our health is not very high, all things considered. Like, we have 69 out of 70 health because I just got hit like an idiot, 20 mana, and 10 out of 50 heart. So yeah, there's actually HP, MP, and heart, which I know we'll get all that at some point. We currently have the Alucard sword and shield, the Dragon's helm, Alucard's mail, Twilight cloak, necklace of J. So we're already very well equipped. We also have a potion and a neutron bomb. Good lord. Okay, so that's circle. How do I... Come on, how do... It's not... Ah, there it is. The fastest way to travel! The backslide! Oh! And here we get started with the music. If there's one thing I will never forget about this game, it is this doggone song right here. I love it. Yeah. We also level up by killing enemies and getting XP. So I'm gonna fight off a few of these Sawagan. There are some areas where enemies just kind of spawn infinitely, and this is one of them. Like, I can fight all the fish faces I want. They will endlessly spawn in. And I'm pretty sure that you can grind for XP off of them, but it's only gonna get you so far. Aha! And of course, secrets are everywhere. Including wall roast. Thought it was gonna be a chicken, but it's a pot roast. Dang it. And yeah, we're basically just thrown in with nary a direction to go. Okay, so that's how I can open up the map. We do, of course, have a map. So we can see that there's 2 more paths I could have taken out of that room, which was obvious when we were in there, but it's visible on the map, too, is the important thing. I don't believe the map tells you if you're missing items or anything in the rooms. So that's just something I'm going to have to keep in mind as we go. I can't guarantee that I'm going to get everything. But I can guarantee that I'm going to get everything I can find. Wall turkey! Actually, that wasn't really a wall. That was more of a floor. Stairs? Stairs turkey! Ah, here we go. I was wondering when we were going to run into you.
Alucard, what is your business here?
I've come to put an end to this.
Ever the insolent boy. But there will be no games here. If you will not behave, be gone.
I will do neither. Step aside, old man.
Such arrogance. Very well. But I shall see you very soon.
I love he just casually calls death old man. What was that cartoon whoosh sound? What the heck was that? Good lord, this game. Anyways, yeah, death just kind of comes up and says, "Hi, I'm gonna take all your stuff. Bye." Oh yeah, and kind of dissimilar to classic Castlevanias, the wall foods, yeah, they're actually inventory items that you have to use. But yeah, we got nothing now. Although he did leave us with a neutron bomb, the fool. So now we gotta go punch things. We have been stripped of our namesake. Luckily, we can still punch walls, and if there is to be wall chicken, it will be ours. Alucard's fists will find the chicken. Also, I'm pretty sure that we do also have access to using our mana. We just don't know it yet. Yeah, I'm gonna try a couple things, because... I did one! Ha! Take that! So, yep. Spells. That's one thing I do remember in this game. Spells are basically work like kind of like fighting game combos. So, it's literally just do some directions and hit a button. Like, I didn't remember any of them. off the top of my head, so I literally just started kind of doing different random directions and hitting attack. And presto changeo, I learned this, and it tells us what it is in here. There are other ways to learn the spells, I do know that much. But yeah, you don't have to have the game tell them to you. You can just kind of puzzle it out. And you can see that the blue bar up there are mana that slowly regenerates over time. I'm pretty sure there are some other ways to charge it up, but that's the way that it does right now. Cube of Zoe. Not sure what the Cube of Zoe do. But I do know what this door means. Red doors like that indicate an area transition. And now we are in the alchemy laboratory. All right, got a short sword. Gonna fight that skeleton. You know what? Can I actually see the... relics. Here we go. Causes items to materialize. Okay, then. Ooh, armor. I would very much like to wear that hide cuirass. Also, I believe... Yeah! Dual wield! There really isn't much of a point to dual wielding the two weapons I've got right now, because the way that it works is square does one of them, circle does the other. So I basically have square and circle telling to do the exact same thing. But if there were two weapons that acted differently, like one was a shorter range, faster attacking weapon, whereas the other one was longer range and slower, then there would be a benefit. And, like, I know I've got the red rust here, but I'm pretty sure... Yeah, that's a two-handed weapon. And you can see it also does way less damage. And it's way slower. In other words, it sucks. But yeah, like, even now, when I've got the sword in one hand and nothing in the other, sword, punch. So that already kind of gives me the exact benefit I was using in the example I was talking about. Of course, we can also equip a shield. And block with it. I don't remember getting much use out of the shields for blocking purposes, but I do remember that there are some shields that have some pretty cool magic effects. And I will definitely be experimenting with them as they come. Of course, we also have yet to find a use for our hearts. We have now found a use for our hearts as we have picked up our first sub-weapon, a dagger. If I remember right... Yep, that it's up and square does that. Is up and circle? Yes. So it's basically just up plus attack equals use sub-weapon. And we can only hold one of them at a time. Resist thunder, that's another consumable. Yeah, we can only hold one sub-weapon at a time, and if we pick up a new one, the old one goes away. Knife is one of the weaker of them, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Also, this little dude here just kind of reminded me of another mechanic on this game that I am shocked I actually remember. I was gonna use him as a demonstration, but he kind of died before I could. Will you demonstrate? Yes. So you saw what color he just glowed there? Green? Whereas there he glows red. If I am not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that if they glow green, that means they resisted the damage. So basically... I think he died in fewer hits from... Did I get it backwards? Ow. Ow. Alright, mister. You and me, we're going to do a little science. I wish to punch you. Ooh. Okay, no, I think I was correct, because you saw there he was glowing rainbow. And he only died in 3 punches, whereas it took way more swords. So I think that it is green, red, rainbow is like low, medium, and high damage, or like, resist, normal, super effective kind of thing. I forget what Dark Metamorphosis does, but I just did a spell. Heal HP by shedding... Oh, I'm glad I figured that one out by randomness. Dark Metamorphosis is really good. Basically, if you attack enemies that have blood, you heal. You suck the blood. You are a vampire. It's in your nature. As an aside, I'm once again reminded of the change in the voice acting quality. It's weird. by making the voice acting better, they kind of made it worse. And of course, we save by going into the D20, which is really a coffin. A simple but really cool effect. Alrighty. Still got a little time before I think I need to stop for a bit, so let us continue our climb. We just got the axe! So you can see there, we dropped our knife in exchange for the axe. If I wanted to, I could go pick up the knife, but I'd rather have the axe. Ooh, are we getting our first boss fight? I believe we are. Who is our first boss? Oh, shoot. What are these guys called? I forget their names. But they are a duo. I know what their names are. I just don't remember it off the top of my head. That wasn't the spell I was trying to do, but I'm glad I did one that I didn't have. Also, they were apparently weak to it. That isn't what I was trying to do either. I'm not great at doing spells on command, so I'm probably going to find a bunch of them by random happenstance. Although I would like to know how to do the summon spirit. Okay, that one's really easy. There we go. I'm pretty sure that you can power up your spells, too. Like, I seem to remember being able to do summon spirit and having it summon multiple spirits. Ow. Ow. Hey. Yeah. Come on, there we go. Nice try! Ow! Rude. Also, I'm about to die. I should probably heal. Luckily for me, I have pot roast. Beautiful. I don't want to use the neutron bomb yet. Nice try! Your fireballs are no match for my hardened leather! You glorified gargoyle! Gotcha! And our prize? Life max up! Yep. We get HP max up from defeating bosses. I think that sometimes I can drop other things too. I'm not sure off the top of my head. And I don't remember if leveling up ever gives you extra health or not. But I will say that the shield ended up being very helpful. All right, this guy right here is actually a good example of, can I... There we go. Dark Metamorphosis. There, see? That enemy was gushing with blood, and we recovered our health as a result. Granted, I only had to recover health after he hurt me, but what are you gonna do? Ooh, hello. Secrety secret? I wish... Okay, there's gonna be a way in there. Let us climb. Ow! Until we get ourselves some of our mobility option upgrades, I'm gonna have a hard time navigating, and it doesn't help that it is incredibly hot right now, and therefore my hands are extra sweaty. Maybe I go in there from up here. That would make sense, actually. Here we go. Aha! Oh. I'm beginning to think that if I can go there from here, I can't do it yet. Yeah, no. If I can go up there from here, I have to wait until I have gained a new mobility option. I'll show you, you son of a gun. Oh, you know what? I actually think I just remembered another spell. Like, completely. Nope. Come on. I know that there's a way to do this. No, that isn't it. There's a way to do, like, an upgraded version of that. And the code for it, I remember, is very similar, and I really want to see if I can figure it out. But I'm not getting much luck at the moment. I don't think that was it. Nope. I might have to wait until we get to the part where the game starts telling us about some of this stuff. That sound effect did not match what I am watching right now. Well, I tell ya. Part of me is glad that I'm doing this with the PS4 version because it allows me to get, like, achievements and, you know, it's just the most convenient for me to record. But on the other hand, I kind of really wish I was I don't know, like, emulating the original PS1 version or something. I actually think I have the disc for the original as well. I just, at present, don't have any way to play it because my PS3 is busted and my PS2 does not want to connect, so them's the breaks. Hello, gun. Thank you for being a gun. A Basilard. Let's see here. Looks like that's going to drop our attack by 1. But it's about as fast as punching. I didn't mean to throw those axes. I don't know why I did, if I'm being honest. Stab the red skeleton. Yeah, red skeletons are kind of an annoyance because they don't die. There are ways to kill them, I'm pretty sure, but we, at present, lack such means. Alright, where even am I? Okay, we've kind of already gone full circle. There is a way up there, but we don't have the means to ascend there. I want the axe. Thank you. The axe gives me more versatility. Even if right now I'm having a hard time using it because it costs more hearts. That's like the biggest advantage of the knife, is that it only costs 1 heart per throw. There might be something else I can do in here, actually. I'm trying to head back to save. Oh, poison. Didn't expect to get poisoned. But let's see if I remember how this works. Wait for it. Aha! Get rid of you. He took a lot more hits there, and I am not dealing that much. Am I? Status poison. No, it still says my attack is 9. I'm just wondering if poison reduces the damage I deal, since it doesn't seem to be affecting my own HP at the moment. I don't know. Whoop! Nice try, Axe Face. Ooh! Yep. I have not been over here yet. What lies in this tower? A cape! Well made, but shabby looking. Hey, it's better than nothing. Although I think his default looked a little better. But hey, we got ourselves another piece of equipment. Now all we're missing are our accessory slots. Just gotta get past this goober. That was not what I wanted to do! Doggone it! Oh! That was the upgraded... But it's not... there? Oh, well, I see what I was doing wrong with the spell I was trying to do. There we go. I was doing up, down, left, right, not left, right, up, down. That was my bad. But I'm not quite sure how I did the upgraded Hellfire spell, because that's what I was trying to do in the hallway, and the game doesn't want to tell me how I did it. This is just kind of how this game goes, you know? You're thrust in with no real indication on where you're supposed to go. Just, you know, go in and fight Dracula. And figure it out along the way. But it's a lot of it is pretty organic to the point where it's like, yeah, I did input spell codes knowingly, but at the same time, some of them are so simple, it could easily be done by just complete accident in certain scenarios, and I love that. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's how I discovered some of these spells for the first time. I mean, that's basically how I got the Summon Spirit here, because I wasn't even trying to cast a spell at that point. Anyways, that is going to do it for now. Next time on Castlevania Symphony of the Night, I'm going to go somewhere. Probably up that tower in the middle. Or maybe I'll head back outside the alchemy lab. I don't know. Right now, we don't really have a clear direction. And I am just fine with that. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.